Hello everyone, welcome to SSC Insight. In this chapter article, in part 1 video lesson, we have learned about what is article, how it defines nouns and how it imparts effectiveness to the noun, and how it plays an important role in case of sentence construction. In this part 2 video lesson, we will learn about the usages of indefinite articles. So let's start. So we have learned that article defines noun and it takes place before noun. Now, in case of indefinite article, whether the article before noun will be a or an, it totally depends on the first letter of noun. If the noun begins with a consonant letter, then a will be placed, and if the noun begins with any vowel, then an will be placed before noun. Now, we know in English language 5 of 26 letters are vowels and they are A, E, I, O, U, and the rest 21 letters are consonants. Now, if the noun begins with a consonant, then A will be placed. A sheep, a girl, a book, they are the example as it starts with a consonant. Now, in that case, if the noun begins with a vowel but that vowel sounds like a consonant, in that case, A will be placed before noun. That is, a university, a European. In those cases, the vowel is not sounds like a vowel, it pronounced like a consonant. So, A will be placed such words, before such words. Now, similarly, if the noun begins with a vowel, then an will be placed before noun. That is, an owl, an apple. But if in case of the noun begins with a consonant but it sounds like a vowel, then an will be placed before the noun. These are the examples. Now, in case of this, an hour, an honorable person, or an honorary post, in those cases the H remains mute. We do not pronounce this H, we only pronounce hour, and thus it sounds like a vowel, and that's why an is placed before such words. That is, an hour, an honorary person, an honorable post. And in those cases, though it starts with a consonant but it pronounces like a vowel, and that's why an is placed before such nouns. Now, the next rule is whenever we mention anything for the first time, or we mention no definite thing or no particular person or thing or object, in that cases we use indefinite articles. Like an example, give me a dress. Now here this dress is not any particular. I haven't mentioned for any particular dress. This can be any dress. That's why I have used here indefinite article, that is, give me a dress, or she got a book. This book can be any book. Here is no particular book is mentioned. That's why we use indefinite article. In case of any person who is not known to the speaker, in that case we also use indefinite article. That is, a person came to my door yesterday. I do not know, or I didn't know the person. That's why I mention him as a person. He is unknown to me, or he is unknown to the speaker. That's why we use indefinite article. That is, a person came to my door yesterday. Or if I say, Mr. Gupta called me last week, as he is unknown to me, that's why I use indefinite article, Mr. Gupta called me last week. Next rule is to express a class of things, animals, or persons. In that case, to express the quality of a whole community, in that case we use indefinite article. Like examples, a dog is a faithful pet. A tiger is a ferocious animal. A rose is a beautiful flower. In these cases, This quality is representing the whole community. Any individual from this community consists of this faithfulness. That is why we are using here indefinite. Any individual from this community will represent this nature, this ferocious nature. That's why we are using here indefinite article. Next rule is, if we use any indefinite article in front of a proper noun, it becomes a common noun, and to express the quality of the common noun, we use these rules. Like example, he is a Narendra Modi in our group. She is a Sherlock Holmes in our neighborhood. Here, the quality of him is expressing through this proper noun. Now here an additional note is, what is proper noun? Proper noun is the name of any particular person or thing or object, like Delhi, India, or Narendra Modi, Sherlock Holmes. These are the proper noun. And common noun is not a name of any particular person or thing. That is, it can be boy, girl, teacher, man, woman. These are the common noun. So to express his quality, we are using this proper noun. Maybe he is a very good orator. That's why to express his quality, we are using this proper noun. Or maybe he has a very good leadership in this group. That's why they are using this proper noun to express his quality. Next one is before proper noun for the sake of comparison. In case of comparison, we use definite article, not indefinite article. Here we are using indefinite article to express quality. In case of comparison, we are using definite article. And here we can see through this example that Kalidas is the Shakespeare of India. Surdas is the Milton of India. In these cases, both are famous personalities, and we are comparing one with the other famous personality. So in these cases, for the sake of comparison, we will use definite article, and in this case of common noun, we will use indefinite article. The next rule is to express the price of any particular quantity, that is in kg, liter, dozen. In case of price, we will use indefinite article. Like if we want to know how much is a kilo or is a liter of this quantity, if we want to know the price of a particular quantity, then we will use indefinite article. Like a dozen egg costs rupees 30. Here a dozen egg costs rupees 30. Here we are informing the price. How much a kilo of mangoes? We are asking the price of 1 kilo mangoes. But next, whenever we are asking in what quantities a product is available, or we are asking for the unit of measurement, like we don't know in what quantity this particular thing is available. We don't know whether it is available in kilo or whether it is available in liter. In that case, to know the unit of measurement, we will use definite article the. Like, do you sell it by the kilo or by the dozen? Here I am not asking for the price, I am asking for the measurement. In what quantity do you sell it? Do you sell it by the kilo or by the dozen? Do you sell it by the pound? Cloth is sold by the meter. So, in case of asking the price of a particular quantity, we will use indefinite article, and in case of unit of measurement, we will use definite article the. Next one is any weakened form of preposition in, that is, take this medicine 2 times a day. We can also say that take this medicine 2 times in day or twice in day. So we can replace these in with indefinite article a or an. Like he earns 50,000 rupee a month. We can also say that he earns 50,000 rupees in month. So we can substitute this in with this indefinite articles. In case of exclamatory sentence where what, how, such words are using before singular countable noun, we can use indefinite article in those sentences. We have to remember in case of exclamatory sentence, not in case of interrogative sentence. Now, the examples are, what a beautiful scenery. Now here I cut this scenery word because I did a mistake here. Why I have cut this scenery? Because scenery is not singular countable noun. Scenery is uncountable noun. So that is why I cannot use here scenery. I can say what a beautiful house, or I can say how fine a day. Now there are some verbs, or there are some words which we can use both as a noun or verb. Like these words, we can use it both as a noun or as a verb. In that cases, to make these verbs in the form of noun, we use indefinite article in front of it. Like if I say let's go for a walk, here I say let's go for a walk. Here walk is noun. But if I say I walk every day morning, in that case walk is verb. But here we use indefinite article a in front of walk and it becomes a noun form. Similarly, have a taste of these special dish. I am going for a rest. So these are the examples. Next one is before the words which are representing numbers like 1,000, a billion, a pound, a dozen. In such words which are representing numbers, in that cases we will use indefinite article before it. If I say, I can say 1,000 years. So in such cases we use indefinite article. Now there is no plural form of a, an. It has no plural form. Some or any are the equivalent plural form of a and an. So if I want to say this in plural form, a book. This is a book. If I want to say its plural from a book, I will say some books or any books. An apple, its plural equivalent form will be some apples or any apples. Now, in this rule, we need to notice the position of indefinite article in the following adverbs, that are rather, very, much, quite, so, to, such, etc. So the examples are, he is such a nice person that everyone admires him. She is too weak a student to pass. She is so weak a student that she cannot pass. It is quite an interesting topic. It is rather a good step. Next rule is, there are two important adjectives are there, that is little, few. It gives the sense of some. So these two adjectives is very important. Why? I am gonna tell this. Now little is useful for uncountable noun like water, and few is for countable noun like books. So we need to remember that little is for uncountable, few is for countable. Now this rule is very important with respect to our exams, because at every exam it is quite natural to notice one of those such questions which will contain this kind of confusing questions. Now we'll understand through these examples. Here are three examples I have taken, that are, I have little money to buy this dress. Please give a little sugar. I have spent the little money that I had. Now, in this three sentence, we can see the variety usage of articles. In the first sentence, there is no article. In the second sentence, there is indefinite article, and the last sentence there is definite article. And this is the confusion, where to use the definite and where to use the indefinite. And this confusion is given in every exam. We can see this kind of question, and we need to determine whether there will be any article or there will be any indefinite or definite article. So how can we understand what article is correct to be used in any sentence? So whenever we are using little or few without any article, whenever we are using little or few without any article, that means there are hardly or any of something that is indicated in the sentence, or that is in negative sense, that I have little money to buy this dress. Now suppose if someone come to me and he told me that he need to borrow some 10,000 rupees from me, but I have only 100 rupees. He needs 10,000 rupees, but I have only 100 rupees. So it is quite a negative or quite a negligible. The 100 rupees is quite negligible with respect to 10,000 rupees. So then I will say that I have little money. It's just hardly any money I have. I have only 100 rupees with respect to 10,000. So it is a negative sense that I have hardly any money. So then I will say that I have little money. But if he wants 10,000 and I have at least 1,000 rupee, with respect to 10,000 I have 1,000 rupee, there is something, at least something comparable to 10,000, but it is not sufficient. It is still insufficient to him, as he needs 10 times of what I have. So in that case I will say that I have a little money. I have a little money because I have insufficient money to give him or to lend him, that he needs 10,000 to borrow from me. But if I have at least 3,000 to 5,000, which is almost half of the 10,000, then I will use the little. That is not total, but I have at least comparable something. And if I have 5,000 and I have totally lent him 5,000, but that is whatever I have, I totally lent him. The total quantity whatever I have, I lent him to help him. Then I will use the little money. That is, I can say I have given the little money that I had. Whatever I had, whatever the money left to me, I gave you totally. So in that case, we will use the little. So little in case of negative sense, a little in case of insufficient case, and the little is in case of whatever quantity is left. So if I say I have little money to buy this dress, that means it is impossible to buy the dress. It is a negative sense. I have just no money, or I have just hardly any money to buy the dress. Please give me a little sugar. That is, my need will be more or less completed by this amount or this quantity. So it is, I am using here a little. And if I say I have spent the little money that I had, that means whatever left, whatever I had, I totally have spent it. So little in case of uncountable noun, and in case of countable noun we will use few. So if I say there are few boys in the class. Now suppose there are 100 students in a class, 100 boys in a class, and now then that day only 10 students or 10 boys came in the class. Then we will use there are few boys in the class. That means it's hardly any. 10 is just insufficient and just negative, just hardly any with respect to 100. if there is any examination is going to be held that day, so it is impossible to conduct with only 10 students. So in that case we will use hardly any. There are hardly any boys in the class. Now if I say I met a few boys in the class, then we can assume that there are at least 30 to 40 boys in that class. That is not all, but it's something, some amount or some quantity, or it is insufficient, though it is insufficient, but it is okay, intermediate position we can say. But if I say the few boys that I met in class were unable to answer correctly, so in that case the few we will use. If I say with respect to 100 boys, there may be 75 boys or 70 to 75 boys. In that case I am just giving these assumptions to just clear our confusions regarding these little, a little, the little, or few, a few, the few. It is just assumptions to understand clearly the confusions. To read out of these confusions, I am just giving you the specifications of this kind of number of boys or the amount of money. So if there are 100 students or 100 boys, if there are only 70 to 75 boys are present, then we will use the few. That is, the few boys that I met in class were unable to answer correctly. So that's all for today. In the next video lesson we will learn about the usages of definite article. So that's all. Thank you. Stay tuned.